And we are live with episode 40 of the Beyond Pixels podcast. You may notice that the ordering of episodes got a little screwy because apparently I forgot to update the number once and completely and totally forgot. So we had two episode 37s. I fixed that in the titles, but in the videos, it's going to be a little off. And we had no episode 39, so that's going to confuse the fuck out of people. Anyway, today we're talking about religion. We're talking more so on the aspect of what benefits does religion have and what detriments does religion cause in the world. Not more, and we might touch a little on like what's been proven true and what's been proven false in certain religions, things like that. We're not going to be bashing on any religions. We're not going to be saying that you have to believe one thing or another. This is an open floor to talk about it. And obviously there's going to be disagreements because that's what happens with every debate. But this one, I have to make sure that we state that we're bashing on people. We're not bashing on religions. It is just friendly conversation. I swear, circuitry, if we argue during this episode, I am going to stab someone.
I think if we do argue, then you know what? I actually deserve seppuku myself. So.
Okay. So anyway.
Bone, you need to go silent. You're gonna go silent right now. I'm gonna throw you against the wall.
Anyway,
oh, wow.
Let's.
It actually hit the wall.
Let's just give it a minute and let Stealth get his way in here.
Oh, it's Stealth. Of course.
Well, how is everybody
first
doing
off,
today?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. You know, filling a giant freaking fish tank for my turtles.
Yeah, I'm still bruised by that. So are you.
So am I. I have a massive bruise on my thigh.
From what?
So we're also going to touch on joke religions.
Don't ask
That's another
questions.
thing. We're gonna end up talking about
I'm
joke
asking
religions, religions, and how a joke religion
Not again.
somehow becomes a real religion. And what constitutes a real religion. We're definitely gonna have to touch on that a little too. So to start out, just in general, who here is religious or has been religious in the past?
I mean, I was born with
I guess me.
Yeah, to an extent, me.
So my parents, my mom specifically, is Episcopalian, and she goes to church all the time. And she drug me to church when I was a kid a lot, and it was the most boring thing in my life.
Take me
That
to
song's
church.
about being gay. Good shit. Yeah.
I saw
Anyway.
him live actually less than a month ago.
Oh damn.
That's pretty cool.
Anyway, so
Did he take you to church?
yo, I've never,
For shame.
It was kind of boring.
I've
Shame.
never been religious myself. Never really cared about religion as much. I've never really seen any reason for religion. Because you know what I said last episode was, and we're gonna get really deep in that in a minute here, but I want to hear more from you guys first. So
Yeah, that's fine. I do have something to say. But I'll
Go
let you
for it.
finish.
no, I'm done. It's your turn.
The floor's
Oh, you
open.
sure?
Go for it.
Okay. What I would say is I think the purpose one of the most important things about religion is it's not so much about like devotion to a single entity, but rather a sense of comfort, like feeling like you're not alone. Because I mean, for me personally, given this year 2024, I've burned a lot of bridges with a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of friends in VR chat. A lot of people have blocked me on Twitter. A lot of people have basically disassociated with me over the course of the past several years. Even people that I called very close friends. And so when I look to God, I look to him for comfort, and I feel a sense of companionship in a way where it's just like, this is the one person who won't abandon me. This is the one person who will stay by me and actually, you know, not basically follow the principles of humanity, but rather follow the principles of his own guided rules. And that's the problem with separating divinity from humanity. And there's a humongous difference between the two of them, and that's an entirely can of wax I do not want to open.
So,
But
with what you're saying there, would it not? Would your religiousness, I don't know what the fuck to call it, be considered
religious
very
belief.
similar? Would that be considered very similar to someone reading a book
Continue.
and feeling involved with the character and feeling like they belong in the book and like having a real connection with the characters in the book?
I don't think so, because I mean, I don't read Harry Potter and I don't feel like Hermione and Ron and Harry are like following me around everywhere I go.
Okay, that's changing up what you said a little bit to it, but yeah. Okay. So, we've pretty much established none of the rest of us are really religious in any way.
Stealth,
We don't.
Stealth raised his hand. Stealth raised his hand.
Oh, he did? Well, he's AFK at the moment, I think. Yeah. So, anyway,
I will say I was religious at a younger age.
I respect
Right up
religion
until middle
because
school.
what I said last episode is that religion has its place in the evolution of a society. And what I was saying last episode was without religion to just give you basic ideas and basic principles, you would be searching for that question. Like great philosophers, their biggest question is, why are we here, right? With religion, you're just told this is why you're here. And this is what you're to do while you're here. Instead of like spending all this time and energy looking into it and trying to understand it and trying to wrap your mind around the one thing in the world that named itself, the human brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my eyes, religion is necessary early on in the development of a society, but it is not necessary and could even be a detriment to expanding a scientific society at a later date. And at that point, you could almost consider science as a religion similarly. Right?
I mean, yes, to a degree. Yes, I agree with you. Also, Stealth is back, and he did raise his hand
Well,
earlier, so I'd like to know his
That was me raising my
religious
finger saying
background.
I've got a phone call to take.
Oh, okay.
He's fine then. So yeah, that you guys understand my my viewpoint on when religion is necessary, and I think as a society, most of the world currently is past the point that religion is necessary to tell you what's right and wrong, because people just have morals, and anyone that tries to argue that without religion no one has morals is just completely and totally false. That's
Does
wrong.
that make me an
that is
anomaly?
blatantly,
I've done it
factually
right
wrong.
so far.
Exactly. So you don't need laws and you don't need rules to tell you that killing someone else is wrong.
Yeah.
You don't need a book to tell you that. You don't need religion to tell you that. You can just know that causing harm to someone else without their permission, or even with their permission, is wrong
Yeah,
Well,
give me 20
Turtle-
bucks to
and
pop me
not
in the
good.
face.
And that's all that morals are.
Well, Turtle, that's already happened in history. I mean, you look
do you
at
mean?
Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate. Marshall Applewhite actually declared himself as the alien Jesus Christ. Like he said that Jesus Christ
Excuse
possessed his
me?
body.
Yeah,
Um,
Okay, so
and
are
also
you
Jim
talking about
Jones-
the suicide cults?
Yes.
You're talking about cults where one person is mentally deranged and was pretty much proven to have a mental disorder, and just
Yes,
got a bunch
and
of
these
other people to go along and
these
believe
people
what they
did
say.
use religion in a way that actually, in a blasphemous way.
Yes,
Yeah.
but using religion to just to kill people. I mean that's one thing we are going to talk about actually today. Obviously,
Diving into
religion.
crusades.
Okay, one of the notes that I have is actually what detriment is religion. What and in that it has caused wars solely over religion. Wars, killing, murder. I would consider the cults murder. It's mass murder or mass suicide in that sense, but it's murder because one person or one small group of people talked a whole bunch into the idea. And for the most part, they get people that. And here's the thing: those cults, they draw on people's insecurity of themselves and give them hope, give them ideas, and use that to program their brain to do whatever they're told. And that,
Man, now I kind of wish about this.
in a sense, religion is more common and likely to be more common in people that are unstable.
Well, yes, if you
If we're
look
not talking
the
directly
people of
about cults
Jonestown.
this week, save that for an episode, and I'll try and bring Beth on. She has her own horror stories regarding that.
Okay. All right. I was about to mention Jonestown, but I'll
Yeah.
save that. I'll save that
Yeah.
stealth just for you.
Let's
No,
dedicate an episode for that.
No, Jonestown
I do
was a
want to
cult.
say. I
Well,
do
yeah,
want to say
no,
religion's-
Jones.
Oh.
It wasn't Jones. Jonestown was the place where all the people of the People's Temple lived. That was the name of the cult. The name of the cult was the People's Temple, not Jonestown was the name
yeah.
of the town that they lived in.
Jonestown. It doesn't matter which one you label it as. Everyone knows it as Jonestown and knows that there was a cult there. So it's the Jonestown cult. I don't know what the fuck the name of it was, and I don't care what the exact name of it was. It's if you mention
That's fine.
Jonestown, you know it was a religious cult. That's it. So
Sorry in advance.
I do wanna
haven't
say
eaten
that-
yet, so
That's fine. I do want to say that
No.
religion isn't just about morals either. It could be that somebody in a dark place just needs guidance from a religious figure, or even the guidance of a church. You know, having people that
Yeah.
are good around them.
yeah.
So it's not
Yeah,
just right and wrong.
Yeah, I agree on
you
that.
need a book
but
to tell you about
so
who.
here's something that I have issue with religion, and this is just my opinion, but a lot of religions discriminate against certain classes or types of people
Yeah.
and say that certain things that are natural are just grossly wrong, and there's no reason to back it up. It's just, this is wrong, don't do it. Like, obviously, killing someone or causing harm to someone, that's wrong because you are removing someone else's life, removing their ability to think for themselves and do for themselves. That is inherently wrong. And anyone that doesn't agree with that is a psychopath.
Well, that's,
sociopath, one of the two.
that goes back into the area of cults. It just takes away the absence of. It just completely enables the absence of critical thinking onto those people. Like they just
Yeah.
they listen
Now-
and listen to the gospel of the people that are talking.
Now, can that be as minor as certain sexual orientations not being acceptable in certain religions?
Well, here's the thing. It varies from religion to religion. We can't just bottle it all into just one single category.
I'm not. I'm talking in general terms about any religions, which there are some that label certain things, and it's
yeah. But
I'm
the problem
labeling
is
the one
that you're trying to
and
you're trying to ratify
I'm not going to
one
talk about any
single rule.
specific religion tonight. I'm not going to talk about any single specific religion. I'm talking in general terms about a bunch of religions that all do similar things, and there are a bunch of religions that discriminate against certain types and classes of people. One of those being sexual orientations. In some religions, certain sexual orientations are seen as horrible and disgusting, and you can't do that.
That's
So
all
how
religion.
is-
That's not just some. That's all.
I don't
A
think
man
it's
and a
all. I know it's not all.
A man and a woman.
There are
in a majority.
some that don't.
In a majority of most religions, a man and a woman is meant to be together, not a man and a man, and not a woman and a woman. And some religions
And
actually
now,
punish
what-
variously.
What I'm getting at here, and you're trying to stop me before I get to my point here. What I'm trying to get to is that not cult-like in a sense?
I don't think so.
If you're telling people that they cannot feel how they feel because that's wrong, that's immoral, that's horrible.
Well, because the cult
I
demands your
think
life
that-
savings.
Not necessarily. There are
Well, yeah.
cult-like things, and I'm just going to label one religion here. Jehovah's Witness. Some people label that as a cult, but it isn't a cult. It's got cult-like aspects, and a lot
These
of
are
things
people
have
who strongly
cult-like
believe in
aspects.
the aspects of God.
So what I'm saying though is, if religion, if the religion tells you how to think, and that if you think differently to this, then you're immoral and you're wrong. But people do think that way, and that's a relatively normal thing, and it's common. Why would religion be against it? Why would any religions say no, that's wrong? That's sort of cult-like in a way.
I'm sorry,
That's diving
rephrase
into
the
a whole
question.
other can of worms.
It's what I'm saying basically is, if a religion tells you can't do something, but it's not going to hurt anyone if you do it, it's not going to harm anyone, it's not going to harm yourself, what's the problem with it? Why is religion against it?
Well, I'm not going to bury the lead on that one. It's a basically a former form of controlling people.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Can I help
So
you, boy?
religion is a form of control.
So let me go ahead and explain, Turtle, in detail. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the first 3 commandments off of the first 10. Okay. And I'm going to use the King James version, because that was what I was taught when I was a kid. I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not have strange gods before me. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Thou shalt keep holy the Sabbath. The first 3 are purely to scare people of primitive thought. In this modern age, that would not fly. Like if I said, thou shalt keep holy the Sabbath, strange gods, spooky language, all that stuff, that would not fly in this day and age. If I told you, hey, you're not going to worship turtle, do not worship turtle.
Worship
And if you worship turtle,
I wish you told me that
That
5
is a
years
sin.
ago, circuitry.
oh no, trust me, I knew him plus that. But my
Well,
point
anyway,
is
keep
that
getting to your point, because you're giving rebuttals against religion as well, which is interesting.
I know,
how
but at the same
religion
time,
is
I'm
a
also
detriment.
supporting it. It was just like, it doesn't fly in the face of today's deals. It was actually controlled in the previous days. But at the same time, those same attributes still apply to this day. For example, I have no reason to pray to Zeus. I have no reason to pray to Hades. I have no reason to pray to any other god out there other than the one that I know and I'm familiar with.
So now it's about what you've already been told. Would the same sort of idea come up if those were what you were told first and what you were taught to believe in by your parents?
Well, first off,
That's
my
the thing
parents
that with
let me
religion,
believe
that
whatever
was
I
never-
want. My parents never baptized me. They never actually. I was given
might
full
be.
choice as a child.
That
I
might
wasn't so
be,
lucky.
but if you were born in the U.S., the chance of you being any religion other than Christian is pretty low.
I was Catholic.
Especially, well, Catholic, Christian, that's under that umbrella. So, yeah. Like, religion is more based on where you were born and who raised you and what part of the world you were raised than what is true and what is correct. And that's sort of one of the issues I have with religion in the end, because there are so many conflicting stories from all over the world. Now, here's one thing that I say is good when it comes to religion. It's the storytelling and the idea of tell this story to give an example and an explanation as to why maybe that thing that you're feeling is why this is why you're feeling it, or telling stories of what happened in history, which one of those things that if you didn't know, Native Americans, they were religious to the earth, right?
Yes.
For the most part. But Native Americans and basically every religion around the world has a story about a great flood at some point in history. And scientifically, we have proven that there was a great flood there was a pretty major flood in all of those regions where the religions started at some point. Now, that leads me to believe that religious texts are more so stories that are loosely based in reality to keep people from having to relearn everything. They can just read this book, and that's going to teach them a lot of the history and a lot of the things in what could happen and what has happened, instead of them having to learn it all themselves over a 30-year life. 30 years of your life.
Okay, so for quick clarification, I'm not going to defend other religions other than the one that I know specifically, because when it comes to the one that you just mentioned, I have no clue at all. I have not done any reading or research on that, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But what I will just talk on is only what I know, and basically what I know is when people look to religion, they look to God for a reason. It's not about religion, all right? Take that word out of the table, because the real aim is God. That's the tunnel vision. They look to God.
Not in every religion. I'm keeping things in general terms. I don't want to get specifics about any specific religion. We're talking general terms on everything.
Well, the thing is, that's every religion. Every religion looks to God. Muslims look to Allah. Muslims look to Allah every single time.
The Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster begs to differ.
That
I mean, you can look to the Flying Spaghetti Monster all you want. I mean, the spinach monster is going to get you in the end.
Don't make a mockery of my religion.
When are we gonna get pastrami Satan? Come on.
I know. Well, pastrami. No, that's pastrami Lucifer. You got to get it right, buddy. Pastrami Lucifer. But
Yeah. So
the point I'm making is people look to God, not to a single religion or like me personally. I look to God for personal comfort. I'm not in it. I'm not going to church. I'm not dressing up. I'm not going door to door spreading gospel. I'm not even trying to convert any of you to religion or any aspect of religion. All I'm doing here is just telling you why I look to God. I'm looking to God for self-comfort because a lot of my comfort IRL is gone. Because, well, a lot of shit happened this year, and I've lost a lot of family and a lot of friends over the last several years. And so I look to God to actually help me in this time. That is what I do. And a lot of other people would agree that they look to God in the same way. It's not about spreading God. There are people out there that do spread gospel, but I'm not one of them. And I can't speak for those people that do try and spread the gospel. But I'm not here to spread that. So I can't speak for those people. I can't speak on their behalf.
If you do, tell them to stop showing up at my fucking door.
Again, I'm talking more general
Just
terms
for that
on
stealth,
what's good and what's bad about
DM
religions.
me where you live. I'll fly out there.
Don't you fucking dare.
I'm looking to talk more about what's good and what's bad and what's whatever about religions in general terms and not any specific religions or deities or anything like that. Because, you know, the ancient Romans, they had, oh my God, they got fucking all sorts of, the Romans, the Greeks, their gods and things that they worshipped, and it was almost more similar to the Native Americans in how they worshiped the earth.
I will say what is bad about religion. One thing that's bad about religion is the people that take advantage of it to actually, like, engross their own pockets in terms of greed. Like, you know, I'm talking about the televangelists. I'm talking about the pastors who put themselves on screen. Those are the people that I'm against, personally.
And another bad thing about religion is it makes some people stop thinking for themselves and they live solely by that book.
Absence of critical thinking, like I said earlier.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people like that now, and that's why I was saying that religion as a whole is not really necessary in today's scientific age.
Okay, I would say personally on an individual level, it is necessary, not from a group perspective.
I'm talking in generals. As a whole, it's not really necessary for most people. It is likely a detriment to our scientific expansion. Because if you think about it, if you think on the number of people that are stuck on religion being the answer to everything, and they're like, well, no, science disagrees with religion, so screw science. I'm a flat earther now. Things like that. I'm not saying
that religion is the answer to everything, nor am I denying science. Okay?
I get you aren't, but I'm talking in general terms again. I'm not talking specifically about you.
Yeah, but
I'm not
at the same time,
you're also like, I'm talking in general terms, like I said the whole time.
A lot of people together. You're grouping a lot of people together without any evidence to back up your claim.
You literally
problem.
just agreed that there are people that are indoctrinated so much that they don't think for themselves. They have lost their critical thinking.
I'm not saying everybody.
And I'm not saying everyone either. I am saying the fact that there is one person that is like that is a detriment to our scientific expansion. And
we're talking about Marshall Applewhite, who actually ran Heaven's Gate. We're talking about David Koresh, who ran the Branch Davidians.
I don't know what you're going on about. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about regular religions, not cults. Cults are a whole different story, and those are mostly ran by someone that has a mental disorder. That's pretty much it.
What I'm talking about is the televangelists have a mental disorder.
What I'm talking about is the people that go to church and disagree with science and like say dinosaurs don't exist because the Bible doesn't talk about them, things like that. And there is a lot of people like that. I talk to people like that all the fucking time.
They say dinosaurs
that
don't exist,
deny-
but those churches are full of old people.
People that deny
Jesus
science
fucking Christ.
cause us to not make as
Hey,
many scientific advances.
Don't take the name
If
of the Lord
one-
in vain. Not on
if-
this episode.
if
Sorry.
just one of those people that is not thinking for themselves and is like, this book answers everything, I don't care what science says. If just one of those people happens to be the next Albert Einstein, the next Galileo, just think of how much further our scientific advancement would be if they weren't grabbed into the religion.
So you're saying
That's what
religion
I'm
is a
trying to say.
setback. You're
At
saying
a certain
religion
point.
is a setback for humanity as a whole. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I've been saying the whole time. At a certain point in the expansion of a society and the scientific advancement of a society, religion is a detriment.
Okay, what about taking people's emotions and setbacks and into consideration in that? That's what I want to ask you now. Because now you're establishing that religion is a detriment to scientific advancement. But at the
As a
same
whole.
time, you're neglecting the human emotion overall. Because people have depression, people have suicidal thoughts and tendencies,
Yes.
people have
And
absolute
guess
things.
what?
And you're telling me that not looking to one single entity to prevent that is a bad thing.
If we did not lose people...
No. Answer my question. You answer my
I am
question.
answering your question. If we did not lose people to religion that could have been the next great philosopher, we might have more advancements to understand those ailments that people use, that people usually look to religion for, or sometimes look
Yeah, but that's
to,
not what
to
I
religion
asked
to
you.
fix. That is what you asked me. You said in general terms, you said something about
No,
being
I
depressed
asked
and
you.
looking to something for help with that.
I asked you looking to an entity that can't be foreseen by science or by unexplained in any shape or form. Looking to that entity for guidance and for comfort to prevent themselves
Yes.
from harm.
And what I was saying is, if we had more advancements in mental health, less people
So you're
would
saying
look to
religion is a mental
to
health
fix that issue. What I was saying, even before, and you agreed with this, that a lot of people look to religion so that they don't have to worry about themselves. They don't have to feel for themselves. They're just told how to feel and how to do things, right?
No, they're not told how to feel, but they are given a guide. I'll rephrase. I'll actually rephrase
And-
myself.
And what I'm saying is, in the whole, understanding the human brain, understanding how we think and how we function, would be better for those people, so we could help people that don't have anywhere else to look. We can help them understand and help them think clearly, think normally, and not have to fall into this book, this religion is the only thing that's keeping me alive. If a religion is the only thing keeping you alive, you have something wrong in your head. You have something that is not right. And science,
Well,
medicine should be able to help with that.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I'm not going to
That's what
disagree
I'm
with you
saying.
on that.
But we don't have some of those things. We don't have the scientific advancement yet. And what I was getting at there is that's probably because
But we're also
we've
what I'm talking
lost
about.
some of the great minds to
What I'm
indoctrination
talking-
into different
what I-
things.
I know, but what I'm talking about is like basic emotions like depression, anxiety, suicidal tendencies. These are things that believing in God can actually actually
I
put those
I would
aside.
consider that a band-aid, not a cure. That's a, I feel like shit. This thing is telling me to not feel like shit. Suddenly I don't feel like
I know.
shit.
Well, I know. Well, if you actually have a book that says if you kill yourself, you're going to hell, and you're going to burn in fire for the rest of your life, and you're going to be tormented,
Yeah.
and you're going to spend the
So
rest of
that's
eternity.
That's a band-aid
so that
instead of
should be a-
understanding the underlying cause.
But it should
we're
be.
just
it's,
slapping
it's,
something
it's
on
not
top
a
of it.
band-aid.
to
It's a
say,
deterrent. It's not a band-aid. It's a deterrent.
If
That's
you
what
have
you
to
need to
tell
understand.
someone you're gonna die, you're gonna feel all sorts of pain
You're
unless
good,
you
Vampy. You're
don't
not
do this
missing a
thing.
whole lot.
It's, I would say that is not the best thing in all circumstances. And there have been
Well, it works.
numerous people.
It works in a lot of
Sometimes
ways.
it works. Other times you end up with people offing themselves because of religion. Is that a good thing?
Well,
Is
are we
it
talking
good for
about
people to-
suicide bombers? Because those people do that. They pray to Allah every time they blow up.
I'm not talking about that specific. I'm talking.
No, you just said they do it from religious means. That's exactly what you said.
No.
They
That is
actually
not
pray to
what I
God
meant. That is
before they
not,
blow up.
That is not what I fucking meant at all. You are taking what I said way the fuck out of context to screw me over on it. What I said
No,
is people,
I'm not screwing you over.
What?
I'm actually
you
matching
are.
what you just
are
said.
not listening to what I said and what I meant by what I said. I'm not talking about that religion. That's fucked. Killing people is fucked. Killing yourself is fucked. Don't do it.
I know,
Don't
but he
do
did it
any
in
of
the
that
name
shit.
of Allah. He killed people
Yes,
in the name of God.
and I'm not talking about any specific religions. What part about me not talking about any specific religion do you not get about any of this? What I am saying is all
said
sorts
all
of different religions. All sorts of different religions have had people end their own life because of the
So do you
religion.
want to come hang out over here?
Because the religion did not agree with their mind. Their mind did not agree with the religion.
I'm fine.
So they had no other choice.
Suit yourself.
In their eyes, they had no other choice. Is that good? Is that holy? Is that great? No, it's not. And if you say otherwise, you're not a good fucking person.
So, just to get off this topic real fast, I have a question for everybody, so that everybody feels involved. I have a feeling I know where two of you land on this, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Do you think society as a whole, not just the United States, but the world today, do you think religion should still be a thing today, or do you think we should slowly start phasing it out because we've become
I think
because
organized
we're advanced
religion
enough?
shouldn't be a thing anymore.
I've been saying for a long time that we are right on the edge of religion being a good thing and a bad thing. We're right on that edge right now. And it's going to take a push to
Okay,
go
so
over
to
that
answer-
edge and make scientific advancements.
Okay, so to answer that question, I'd have to really give context to that, but I don't have it on my screen, so I'm just going to give you for rote. There are bad actors in the religious scene. And when I say bad actors, I'm talking about the people who take advantage of those of simple-minded. People who are very, very weak, very pathetic, worthless. They're very less off. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They're praying for something to happen. They go to church constantly, and nothing is happening, but they continue to pray to God. And the pastors continue to actually leech off of them. Those are the people that are actually being taken advantage of. And that's one of the biggest things that I have against religion. If you want to ask me what I have against religion, okay, there you go. That's my biggest thing against religion is people is pastors taking
Good timing,
advantage
baby.
of those
You're
who are
just in
true
time.
believers in God and
I
them
don't
know,
taking
this is
advantage
sounding like one already.
of
Ivan
their
was
own
a thing,
beliefs
fast popcorn.
to
I
manipulate
don't
them.
want to name. Yeah, I don't. I agree with you, and I don't want to
Have a burrito.
name a certain church, but there's a church in Texas
Even
that
better.
kind
Oh,
of
name it,
That's it.
name it, name it, name it.
So,
I don't give a fuck.
No, don't name it.
Burrito.
Don't name it. I
Okay.
can't. We're not naming any specifics
Okay,
like that.
alright,
We're not
alright.
going to call
Alright,
anything.
alright, alright. We're not going to name it. We're not
I'm
going to
just
name
gonna
it.
say
All right.
It's a church in Texas. That's it.
So
I know
so,
which one
I
you're
wanna get
talking
back
about, by
on-
the way.
I really want to get back
Yeah.
on what we were talking about
A lot of
because you
people
were
do.
saying that
Sobi. Wait, Sobi.
You were
Sobi was
saying-
talking.
I was just going to say that I think that there still is a place for religion. I kind of agree with circuitry. There are people that are desperate that need that guidance. They don't need a drug. They may need therapy and they might be getting therapy, but church is if they don't have money for therapy or the drugs like antidepressants,
religion
I
would
mean, a
then
church
be
is-
the therapy.
exactly.
I
mean,
would say
it
they need
still has
something
a
to
place.
believe in. They need
Exactly.
something to believe in.
And why can't they believe in themselves? Why can they not believe in themselves?
Because
the issue
society
that-
has made them weak.
Fix the
Because
issue
society
that
is-
causes you to be incapable of believing in yourself, and you will not need any
Turtle.
exterior involvement.
We're in VR chat. Think about all of the people in this game that don't.
Yes, I know.
socialize
I get that. I
publicly.
100% know what you're saying. And what I'm saying is if someone has an issue and they can't think for themselves, they can't do things for themselves and better themselves, and they need exterior motives to be a better person for themselves, fix the underlying cause of that, and you will not need the exterior. Get people to believe in themselves,
I mean, some
and you will
people
not
can't,
need
though.
exterior input. Everyone
I
can.
think
They
this-
just need the
this
push.
debates me.
They
I
need
I have something with
therapy sometimes to help push.
By
for
the
that.
way, when can I read my daily devotion? Because I brought it to all of you earlier, but
Oh,
nobody.
fuck. Yeah, that's right. We were waiting for
So-
self, and then it
Sergio,
just never got brought
I
up. and
really-
Self got back.
I really want
I'm
to
here.
know though, if religion saves one person by giving them something to believe in and giving them hope for something, right? But
Mhm.
it kills another by disagreeing with that person's beliefs. Is that a net gain? Is that good? Is that bad? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't have an answer to that question.
I really
I
wish you
believe in the
did
Holy
have an answer to
Bible.
that question. I was saying that earlier. Also, Church of the Flying
Lies,
Spaghetti
say
Monster all the
lies.
way. But circuitry, it's kind of sad that you don't have an answer to that question.
Wait,
Because
repeat it one more
you're-
time. Repeat it one more time. Let me absorb it one more
If
time.
religion saves one person by giving them hope and giving them beliefs, but it kills another by disagreeing so deeply with that person's own thoughts and ideas of the world. Is that a good thing?
No.
How do you feel about it?
Or to put in simple terms, the heaven ticket. One person gets a heaven ticket. If you do everything that you do to get in heaven, other people who don't fit the heaven ticket don't get the heaven ticket.
Not exactly what I was
Also-
getting at. I'm trying to kind of skirt around the exact words that I'm talking about because I really don't want to say them.
Turtle, don't fucking
We were
skirt
talking
around
about. I am going to skirt around it because I don't like this topic. I don't like talking about it because it's.
Turtle, I hate to
I
be
couldn't
that
tell.
guy, but my brother
It's
in
on your
Christ,
podcast.
you mentioned Christ.
I know we're talking about religion. I'm fine talking about religion. It's talking about people ending their own lives that I don't like talking about
Oh, okay. Well, how about can I throw something in
because
here?
people
How do we feel-
people have done that solely because they were told this religion that you're supposed to be agreeing with says what you like is wrong, and then they're like, well, I guess that's it for me. I can't change my mind. I can't change what I think, so I must just go to hell already.
Well, how do you feel about religion and comedy?
What do you mean?
Done right.
Y'all talk for a minute.
Okay,
Give
so
me
okay.
1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. So religion and comedy totes the line of offending everyone, but in a way that doesn't actually hurt you. That's the heart of comedy. It's poking fun at the things that are silly. You don't want to actually, take a turkey, throw it down your sister's throat, and say something like "Hallelujah" at the end of the church session. but it's
Oh, that'd be
funny
funny
to
as
think
shit.
about. You get, yeah, exactly. But so a lot of times, like, you'll make fun and then you'll say, it's like, oh my god, like, don't say the words lame and vain. Like, why are we not putting comedy in this? And I think in a way, like, it can ask those questions in a way that makes it safe, but you can kind of discover some things. So, like, like, no matter how good of a person you are, if you ask religion, you don't get the heaven ticket. So even if you do all this, you can do all, that's why I've been using this. Like, do I get the heaven ticket? Like, oh fuck, man, I gotta find something else. Oh, no swearing. Fuck, shit.
Yeah.
You just keep going and just putting yourself forward. God.
So that's the biggest problem I have with religion. It's caused countless deaths over history for seemingly no reason, and it's continuing to cause deaths to this day for no reason. It's
That's
really
what
sad.
I love about comedy, because comedy pokes out the reason. You can control people with many different methods. Religion is just one of them. Just saying, that people can be controlled with religion. There's a faith to it. I feel like in a way, like, you can look at people's faiths and I hear the word you're saying, but are those $10,000 shoes on your feet right there as you're, you do it? It's like, I feel like there's an oxymoron with the guy who is walking around in sandals saying to be a good person, and you rocking, a 10-pack of cars just on your toesies, just kind of putting that out there. Look, it's a way of kind of opening up to those dark areas, but in a way that people can go, oh,
Yeah.
okay, maybe I can.
What's funny to me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you will think this is funny. Maybe all of you. So, in the
Nope.
Catholic religion, to become a saint, you need to perform a miracle. Correct? Just say yes, because that is right.
I am saying yes.
How come?
Horse.
How come the next person that's nominated up to be a saint is a 15-year-old web designer? What did he do? What kind of miracle did he do to be nominated as a
I
saint?
mean,
The magic of
maybe he made a
computers.
healthcare website that worked.
Okay. Anyway, I have one thing to note that I find interesting about some religions. I don't remember exactly which religion it is, and again, that doesn't matter because we're not talking about any specific religions. We're talking in general terms because of a lot of religions share a lot of different things with each other. So, in some religions, if someone is buried without their entire body in one place, they don't go to heaven.
Oh yeah, I work in that specific area a lot, and I'm not joking. Hi D, how you doing? Respect the Holy Bible.
By the way, there are some also.
Hang on, laughing fit. Let's get past the laughing fit and then we'll let Silvertree talk.
What the fuck you staring at us for?
Huh. I didn't know you identified as more than one person.
I am a wee Abu.
Hmm.
I want to leave.
We're gonna have
Abu.
words. We're gonna have words.
Anyway,
Hey, for some reason, my audio decided to switch sides.
interesting.
It's now went to the dark side.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'd like to do real quick, can I read this for you? So I have recently, I was gifted this from an anonymous person at my work. It was 365 daily devotions in Jesus' name for men. I want to read for you today's date, September 5th. It is called Mountaintops, and I would just like for you to just listen and tell me what you think of this. Okay?
Mute until my cat shuts up.
Meow.
Psalm 37 reads, "Your favor, O Lord, made me as secure as a mountain. Then you turned away from me, and I was shattered.
Eddie.
It is a part of life to have good and bad moments. Sometimes the hard moments make the good ones seem all the better, and the good moments make the harder ones feel worse. You are not alone in the seasonal high and lows of life. So take some time to think about others around you who might be going through the same thing. Pray for their situation. Perhaps they think that God has turned away from them and that they are feeling shattered. You can be an encouragement simply through your prayers and by letting them know they are not alone. And the prayer is as follows. God, your favor seems to have fled me. It feels like you have abandoned me, yet I know you are there with me. I know that in the valley, when I feel alone, somehow your presence follows me even there. Please guide those towards me. Amen. That is today's
All right.
daily devotion.
There you go.
So that sort of started out with just, hey, if you don't already feel this way, you should probably feel this way. And doesn't really give a reason why, but yeah.
Mind if I throw a
Interesting.
story out?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Okay. So you know how there's Jehovah's Witnesses. They come to your door. They tell you about the good word and stuff like
Oh
that.
God,
Usually
what kind of stories about
pretty high on the annoying level, right? So, you know, there was one day I work from home. And they're doing my stuff. Someone knocks on my door. It's a person. And I know now I just leave something on there. Stop knocking at my door. They leave me alone. I didn't do that yet. So I knocked and I decided to open the door. There was this two ladies there and they're like, here, I'm here to bring the word. And like, I see this little booklet of there. I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you. And I'm just like, you know, whatever. Like, do you not, you know, want to hear the word? No, I'm just being straight up honest. I got to get back. Like, and then like she gets like offended. Like, you got to see this. Like, you should just take this. Like, okay. Close the door, walk away, look at the book. The word about spouse abuse. Like, bitch, you think I'm beating women here? Like, what the fuck? Like, they don't even read it themselves. Like, this is actually something that actually happened. Now I'm mad. And like, what the fuck? I am not, like, what the, you're accusing me? I felt like going back and like beating women all of a sudden, and I wasn't inspired to have beforehand. Just kind of one of those moments, just like, you know, like, you, what mother... Yeah.
So I have a story about Jehovah's Witnesses too.
Yeah, go for it.
I think we all do.
So, you know, I was a trucker for 2 years, right? I was parked in a random rundown truck stop parking lot at like 8 in the morning. I'm getting up, about getting ready to get going, and I hear a knock at my door, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Who's knocking on my fucking truck door? I look out, and here's this dude just holding this little booklet up to the window. I roll my window down. I'm like, can I help you? He's like, doesn't say a fucking word, just holds this book up and says, take it. Like, what the fuck, dude?
No.
Another time I had a Jehovah's.
Yeah.
Another time I had a Jehovah's Witness fucking come up to me at my dad's house when he was not home, and you know, parents are divorced. They come up and they're like, hey, where's your parents? Where's your mom? Oh, she doesn't live here. Oh, then where's your dad? Oh, he's not home right now. They were like freaked the fuck out, like, oh my God, what? And I was like 10, 12, something like that.
That's about the age
I
you
was just-
can, in theory, be
was
left
just-
at home.
I was just doing shit outside. I was like, I might have been like 13, 14, but still, like, they were freaked the fuck out that my parents were divorced, and even more freaked the fuck out that neither of my parents were home. It was interesting. They gave me a little book. I had a bonfire later that night. Totally unrelated.
Hey.
They maybe they were all right, but I do feel like the first person you were talking to, I feel like there's a lot of those, and I believe they taint the waters for what the religion is supposed to bring. They come, they talk, and instead of feeling anything
They
more,
come some more.
what the religion's, You know, depending on which religion.
What? Whoa.
Yeah.
You may say hallelujah
Whoa.
at the end. But you know, that's where they enter. But okay.
Look,
So
all
what
the
I
ones I've
meant
encountered
is,
always say they've come to say the word of Christ. Is like, I don't need to know that. Please get off my doorstep.
Okay,
fucking
we're
God.
gonna get off that. We're gonna get off that right now.
I had to. I'm sorry.
comedy to release a little pressure.
The comedy is
But
gold.
I do feel
I
like
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fact of my life.
I feel like
Okay,
you
so-
get some of those people. I'm sorry. You want to circuitry? Just go. You left. You
Oh no.
come back.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do something for each and every person here. So I want you to give me the day that you were born, and I will tell you your daily devotion. So Stealth, give me the day you were born.
Would be the 14th of June.
14th of June.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it right here.
I was really hoping to be more general terms in religion and not reading off religious texts, but
You
okay.
can't have a
No,
religious
I'm not.
episode
I'm not
without at least
reading.
a
I'm
few
not reading
texts.
religious text. I'm just giving him what he has on his day. How can we experience the goodness of God in our lives? Have a God's word. Know it well. Be familiar with the promises of God. Will empower you to see Him acting, and will build faith that He is true in what He says He is.
Turtle's gone.
Have a right to view of His nature, culture, upbringing, and experience. Can sometimes skew our perspectives of God. We must make sure that we view Him in line with as you create space in your life for worship and prayer. The goodness of God will come more evident as you will walk closely with Him. Okay, Xavion.
I would like to make a comment. I'd say that is the exact antithesis of me because I do not give a single shit about religion. I've got more important things to worry about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Xavion.
I don't want to put my birthday out there since we're streaming it. You know. I
Okay,
usually try to
so
keep
just
that
pick a
close.
day. Just pick a random day in the year.
All right. 7th June from Sir Bloodworth. Over in our chat.
7th of June.
Yeah, do vampies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesus did not rely on
Shut
his
the
own
fuck
strength
up,
to
D.
get through the day. He made it a priority to spend time with his Father before he did anything else. He was not doing it out of obligation, but out of a living relationship. He came from the Father, and he knew he needed the Father's perspective to help him in all things. We can take Jesus' example and start our days with prayer. Whatever is in our hearts, minds, and schedules is an open invitation for God's perspective, help, and power when we communicate with Him.
There you go. Bloodworth says that sounds more like how I live. There you go.
Yeah.
Vampy on the head.
So, Sobi,
Minus the prayer part.
you want to give me your birthday or
August 21st.
August 21st? Got you.
I'm so
I was
used to
looking
saying
for
the
the
numbers. I had
nearest,
to think about 8 August.
Turtle's looking for the nearest religious text to burn.
August 21st. Oh, this one, I actually know this one.
Oh, no, there he is.
Limitless power. This promise was Jesus' way of telling his disciples that if they had faith in God's power without doubting it, they would no longer be limited to their own abilities. God's power is limitless, and there is nothing we can ask of him that is unable to do. This doesn't always mean that he will give us what we want. It doesn't mean that if we put all of our trust in him, he will take care of us, and all of our needs will be met.
I actually like that. I actually kind of felt it personal.
By the way, if
Nice.
that's your birthday, it's one day after my stepdad's.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Wait. Anyway, are we done?
'Cause we have the
'Cause,
podcast
I got to
after.
wrap it up. I have things I need to get done
Oh,
tonight.
Turtle, do you want to know? Do you want to know yours?
Not
That's-
really.
No, he doesn't.
Well, just pick a day.
Not at all.
Just pick
No,
a
I'm
random
good.
day. Okay.
No, I'm
fair
good.
enough.
I might have one afterward circuitry.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have morbid curiosity.
So, thank
Add a
you for
morbid
being here for
curiosity.
episode 40 of the Beyond Pixels podcast. It's fun having you guys.
Yay!
Weird episode. Don't know what we're going to talk about next week. We're going to figure that out later. Probably just
I
in
think
Discord
toys.
talking because I have to get out. Anyway,
I think we were going to talk about toys.
we're going to
toys?
figure that out in Discord. I don't know. I'm not going to make any guarantees on anything right now. But anyway, we're going to do our regular thing. Go ahead and shill yourself. We'll start with stealth.
As soon as I can get my hand back. Okay, we're good.
No, you don't get that back if I don't.
/TheFox. Over the last couple of weeks, my schedule has been absolutely fucked. I'm trying to find a time to stream. It's just not coming. Stay tuned. I'll still be here on Thursdays for all this shit.
It might not be
Yeah.
coming, but something is. Anyway,
You?
Fabian? Maybe.
I'll show up my TikTok. I do random stuff there. I am on Twitch, and that will be coming out eventually. Got some big life stuff going on with the job place, getting that settled. And when it does settle, I got some big stuff that's going to be coming. So stay tuned.
Then circuitry.
No comment.
I do stream on Kick
It costs a lot
Live.
of money.
Kick.com/circuitry/live, all this stuff. I also am on YouTube. I'm going to be releasing some videos very, very soon. I've been working on some stuff. So definitely go to youtube.com and search my name, just SYRKATRII. You can also find me on Twitter. If you see me on TikTok, report that account because I am not on TikTok. I will never be on TikTok.
You can take them down.
Okay.
Slap them.
And once again, it was great having you guys for episode 40. You can always find every episode on YouTube. I don't think I put a link down below yet, but same name everywhere. There's a link down below on YouTube, at least, for Twitch to come watch us live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll be doing some special ones at points because there are some fun times coming up in the next couple months here. So it was nice having you guys.
Hold on, I have one more thing to declare. Fuck a shit show, never forget.
Never forget.
And that's what it ends on.
Yes.